DMM position finalized, plus a look at the next item. Good morning, YouTube. It is 11:57 now on this Monday. I didn't really feel like making a video, but I'm going to do it anyway, because that's just the kind of dedicated person I am. Oh, no, I'm not dedicated. I probably would feel better if I was taken out and shot, but you know how that works. You know, it's just one of those things. You just have to do what you have to do. I got tired of sitting in a chair not doing anything, so this is what I'm doing. You guys, I made the video. Yeah, I made the video, last video on Friday, which was, I was feeling pretty good when I did that. And so basically over the weekend it got a little worse. The gout did, and so by this morning it was back to pretty bad shape. So I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. What I want to do basically is give you a recap of how this did turn out. I guess is a better way of putting it. This is really pretty much the end of it as far as how it is going to be mounted and everything like that. You can see it is tight around here now, all the way around. And I'll show you each side. You can see there, tight, and you can see here it's tight, and down this side it's tight. So it is in there really good now, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. Of course, you know how things are. I preferred it a little bit better than that, but you know, it's not bad. Again, you know, a lot of the imperfections will be covered by paint and all that stuff, and you won't really even notice all that stuff anyway. I told Greg a little while ago on the comments that you know, I'm hoping people learn from my mistakes on this, and it's one of the reasons I'm doing it. And if you guys, anybody wants to repeat this and try your own setup, you know, one of the biggest things I can tell you, if you do use this nibbler, well, number one, don't wear a blister in your finger. But learn how to use it. There is a way of doing this to where you can see where you're nibbling. And I for the longest time, I was just taking and going down there through there like this, and as fast as I could and stuff like that. So you don't really get an accurate positioning of this unless you look at it. And when I say look at it, I'm talking about this. Let me turn this around a little bit. Where that nibbler is, it's right there. You can see the whole thing right there. I'll turn it around a little bit so you can see, but that's where it's going to nibble out. And once you're looking at it, then you can see that that's going to take out that up to that line basically. And that's what you need to do to use that properly. If you just try to guess at it, you come off guessing too much, and that's what I did with the DMM. So it still didn't turn out bad. It's not gonna cause me any worries as far as how it turned out. So I want to take the back off and show you. I'm going to try to leave that in there just exactly like it is, and we're going to turn it over on top of this towel, so as not to harm the face of that, like that. And I want to show you a good close-up around here of how the thing got cut out and what it's ending up to be. Let me take the back off real quick. Alright, now we can look at this a little bit better. You can see the way that this needed to be done was to trim out around this circuit board. As you can see, it's around the circuit board in every aspect now, and that's where we need to be. As far as I've got one spot there that's touching it, but that's all. But all it's doing is touching it. Let's take in a little closer if I can. Right here, it's touching the green board, but it's not really affected by it. So you just want to make sure that that green board is, you know, this is, again, this is mine. Yours may be different, but that's how you get that down as close as it needs to be. And once you understand that, then I think you probably can nibble this out a little better than I did. I was just guessing it as I went along. And but once you learn that it needs to be down below that board to seat in there properly, then I think you can see that it works really nice. And so happy with that, the way that turned out. Like I say, I can fix all the bad spots. That's not a problem at all. There's a couple places, obviously, right there's one. There's one that I made the notches way too big, but those can be fixed. Again, paint. I can run tape down there if I need to. With that metal part down below the board, like it's like that. Let me move this over just a little bit. Let's see if I can get a better angle on it. I can't get my, what do you call it, to go down any more than this. So I'm stuck with that. Let's see if I can zoom in maybe a little bit. I haven't tried to zoom on this much. I don't even know where it's at. Well, I would zoom if I could zoom. I thought I had a zoom on. Maybe it's this thing here. Yeah, there it is. There we go. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is this. Once this is down below this and it can't go over that way anymore, you don't have to worry about it touching places like this that's exposed and stuff like that. That way it's in there good and solid. Once that's tightened down, and I'm hoping to get that almost tight enough to where I can get the original screws in it. If I can do that, then I know it's going to be just as good as it can get. And so basically that's what I'm trying to do. It's not that I've got there, but I'm trying. So that's that. Let me get up back out of this again. Oh, wrong way. All right. So I'm gonna put this back on and turn it back over, and we're gonna look at some other stuff. But this is what I mean by learning from my mistakes. Again, if you try to get it to here first, instead of doing like I did and just willy-nilly taking things out and trying different things. Of course, that's how you learn, and that's how I learned. So anyway, but once it's up against that case bottom or top or whatever it is, it doesn't matter how far down it is as long as it's up against that, and this will hold it in that way. I do want to wire it in. So I got all that off. I'm going to take that off, make sure that's off. Put this in here like this, where it's down where it needs to be. Should work out rather well, I think. You can get into the where the battery is getting the wires. I'll make 2 wires come out of here, and that'll be where I connect my battery or my power supply to. Well, I'm looking for some connectors because I'm going to need a bunch of them to connect to the points on the 9 volt, and this one gets a 3 volt. So there you go, there's that in. And as you can see, it's still nice and tight where it was before. And there you go. That's the way she's going to be looking. Nice, very nice. Now, next thing I want to check is the position of the scope, because that'll be my next thing to do because of its size. It's the next biggest thing. Trying to get the biggest things in first and go from there. So that's the plan, as it were. Let me get my wood block here to get this thing. Probably want to get this screw back over here before I lose it. There we go. Now we'll take our scope. Basically, the scope's going to fit in this way. Whoops. Helpful to have it upside down or right side up. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be exactly right there, Let me get back up here a little bit out of the way here so we can see what we're doing. I'm back again. There you go. There's what I'm talking about. Something like that. I want to use the BNC coming out the bottom, basically. So if it goes down a little bit longer or further than that, it wouldn't hurt anything. I'll make the hole cut out big enough. I think I can do that well enough. And that way it gives me all access to the all the functions of it. The power over here is not necessary to get out on top because that's going to be mounted from the bottom. And there's no other, I don't believe there's, well, there is one there. But I'm not really sure what that is, unless that's a charging type port or something. But everything else is accessible from the top, and that's what I wanted. So that's about it. Like I say, basically what I plan on doing is taking the top off and drilling the 4 holes there, and drilling a hole large enough for this to be accessible, and then put it all back up in there with the lucite or whatever this is facing up like that, and that should do it. If I have to take that off and move that, I can do that on the BNC, but I don't really think I will have to. So, but that will give me a nice little handy scope for using for who knows what, and I have no idea what for, but it'll be there if I need it. But you can see that that will fit there, and that way that leaves plenty of room for the frequency counter up here, and the little generator over here on this side. Over here, you notice I'm not bending my hand too good there. But anyway, that's where that'll go, and so that's going to be the layout of it, and this is probably the next thing I work on once I feel like doing it. But I just want to kind of go over the finalization of this. Again, everything gets cut out first and fitted in, and then once it's fitted in, then we'll start working on the panel of getting it sanded down and primed and painted, and we'll go from there. So, and I still do have to add the signal tracer on the end. So once I get that going, I can do that. It'll go on this end here, and that should be plenty enough for a decent speaker, I think. Plenty enough room. So that's where we're at working at. I just wanted to make a quick update video to add to what I did today. Again, that's where I'm at, and again, this is finalized now. This is good to go. Start considering how to cut out the one for this. Again, I'll use the nibbler, probably use a pair of gloves or something. I don't want to wear another blister. Get that cut out, and get all the mounting done, finalized for that, and then we'll go from there. That little, again, that little frequency counter is small. Frequency generator is small, and the frequency counter is small too, but they won't be hard to do. I'll probably do the scope, and then the frequency counter, and then lastly do the generator, because that'll be the last thing, the smallest thing to do. So, alright, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we will see ya.